In this workbook, I'll show you how to give access to multiple users, so multiple users can simultaneously work on the same workbook, edit it, and save simultaneously. And I will also show you how to track and review worksheet changes. So Excel have the option to track and review changes of all the changes that have been made by the users. So I'll show you that as well. So in order to give access to multiple users, select Review ribbon and select Share Workbook, and under the Editing tab, make sure Allow changes by more than one user at the same time option is selected. So here the Excel indicate who has his workbook open now. It just show my name because I'm the only one who has opened this workbook at this point of time. If multiple users have it opened, it will list all their name, and if you click OK, it says this action will now save the workbook. Do you want to continue? Okay, so now we have given access to multiple users for this workbook to work on simultaneously. So now I want Excel to keep track of changes that made by the other users or even myself. So in order to do that, select Review ribbon and select Track Changes and Highlight Changes. And here we have to indicate what we want Excel to do. So when do we want Excel to keep track of the changes? Since I last saved, or not yet reviewed, or since there. For this video purpose, I will choose since I last saved. And whose work do I want to review? Everyone's work, everyone, but not my work. Or if I want just to review and if I want Excel to keep track of my work alone, then I'll just select my name. In this video purpose, I will select everyone. And for under this option, if you want Excel to keep track of a certain cell range, then we would have to go ahead and select the range. But if you want Excel to keep track of changes that was made in the entire workbook, just leave it blank. And do we want Excel to highlight changes on screen? Yes, in this whole purpose of turning the highlight changes option. And do we want Excel to list changes on a new worksheet? What that will do is it will open up a new worksheet and it will keep track of every single data that was changed, and it will indicate the time that was changed and also the user. It will be a waste of time in certain cases. So if you want that kind of data, you can click OK and go ahead, and the Excel says no changes were found with the specified properties. That's fine. Click OK. So now let's test it out. I want to insert a column and enter data. You can see Excel has highlighted row 9 in blue colored cell, and it has a triangle shape that if you move the cursor towards it, it will tell you it changed cell A9 from blank to value 1854564, and it will also indicate the username and the time. So it is working. So let me just enter a couple of more data. So now I want to show you how to review and accept or reject the changes that's been made by the users. Now you can see by looking at this worksheet, cell 9, 12 and 16 are highlighted, so you know these are the cells that's been changed. So in order to review the changes, again select the review ribbon, track changes, and in this case you want to accept or reject changes. Select that option, and the Excel specifies that this action will now say the workbook you want to continue. Okay, so here the Excel again gives the option. which changes do I want to accept and reject. Not yet reviewed, the data that not yet reviewed, or since date. Since I just started the turn on the track changes now, I cannot go back prior date, so I'll just go with not yet reviewed option. And whose work, I want to review everyone's work. And where we did not specify a specific range, so I would leave that blank because I want Excel to keep track of the entire workbook. So press OK. So now the Excel will bring up the accept or reject changes box. So here you have the option accept, reject, accept all, or reject all. So I want to warn you in using accept all or reject all, because if you have accept all, that's going to accept all the data that's been input by the multiple users. After that, you won't be able to go back and ask Excel that you want to accept or reject changes again, because if you have done that step, accept or reject all, Excel will accept all the data that's been entered and will save it. So you won't be able to go back and review again. So if you go with accept or reject option, I will do that now and show you what will happen. So if I press accept, it will take one cell at a time, so I'll be able to review one cell at a time and indicate whether I want to accept or reject. So if I press reject, it will delete the data. Alright, if I press accept, it will keep the data and move on to the next row. So if let's say if I'm working with so many changes and if I want to take a break, all what I had to do is just close. Alright, come back, and if you want to go back, or select review ribbon, track changes, and go back to accept, reject, or changes, and leave this as it is and press OK. And now Excel will start where you left off. Alright, so you can continue to work from where you left off. So if I press accept all, in this case, you would have selected, I have accepted everything, so now it does not indicate which cells have been changed. Now if I go back and if I want to review again, it will say there are no more changes to accept or reject, because you can do that step only once. If you have accepted or rejected, you won't be able to go back and redo it, review it and accept and change again. So just make sure once you are pressing accept or change option, you are absolutely sure the data is correct. If data is correct, click. If the data is correct, select accept. If you don't want the data, press reject. Okay, so that concludes the video for track and reviewing worksheet changes. It's a very useful data, especially if you are sharing the workbook. So thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe, and I'll be posting more videos and I'll be posting more tips. Until then, take care.